Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on the United Buzz. This is your home of Manchester United news, everything happening at Manchester United in Carrington, and a lot has been happening. New signings, obviously we have 3 new signings, and also the return of players from the World Cup, and also players who did not get a national call-up back in training. We are preparing for pre-season. We have a lot to unpack, so grab a drink, get your popcorns, and get ready to dive into today's video. Now let's start with United and their latest signings. We know we've always talked about how United has had a slow start, a slow beginning in the market transfer, in the news transfer, but now it seems like it's catching up, and I feel like they have really kept their promises on not doing or not making expensive mistakes. And Manchester United, they are getting really exactly what they need ahead of preparing the Champions League involvement. United have completed the signing of former Leeds goalkeeper Carlo. We've talked about this, and this is to boost the department of goalkeeper. The goalkeeper department, we all know Senne Lammens is, he's a good goalkeeper, but then he needs a number 2. Manchester United, this goalkeeping department was in desperate need of a revamp, a renovation before Ruben Amorim arrived. We remember Eric Ten Hag. He felt like David De Gea wasn't, like his stock had dropped. Obviously, the guy is old. He was old. Yes, he was still doing his 1 or 2, but he was old. And now Eric Ten Hag signed Andre Onana. We remember that. But when Onana came, oh my God, he was not the best goalkeeper. I'm telling you, that guy, yeah, I don't know. So with that being said, now Ruben Amorim came in, and he signed Senne Lammens. Now Senne Lammens is under Michael Carrick, but then Michael Carrick is like, you know what, let's get another goalkeeper. So that's why Carlo came in, and Senne Lammens was not really known in the England or in the English Premier League world before coming to Manchester United, because he joined in from Royal Antwerp. But after his debut against Sunderland last October, he established himself as Manchester's number 1 goalkeeper. That without a doubt. Regardless of what happened in the World Cup, we know Senne Lammens is a good goalkeeper. And moving on, the summer transfer window has been one of the frustrating moments for United, or like, because we remember the 2 leading targets. We had Ederson and we had Matheus Fernandes. They moved elsewhere. So we've had really a slow start, as I said in the beginning of this video. Manchester City swooped in to sign Elliot Anderson for 116 million euros, and Matheus Fernandes moves to Tottenham for 85 million. But things are looking now up for Reds after their plans started to come together. And also, it's not only signing with United right now, they have also made some sales. And the first went through smoothly with Napoli's Champions League qualification, meaning Rasmus Højlund's loan move has become permanent, and Andre Onana has already completed his return on loan. What the future of Marcus Rashford? Well, last night England lost to Argentina as expected, which means now the talks of Marcus Rashford, we'll dive into this later on, but his talks to either stay at United or leave now that the World Cup has ended, I think they are now going to advance. I think they're going to be resolved, and now Marcus Rashford remains unresolved and will be a key feature of the window now that England is out of the World Cup, as I just said. And he's expected to begin the season with United, but they are trying to find a team that can stand up to the fee, to the requested fee. Okay, and let's move on to Santos. We all know Santos was signed like 2 days ago, and He believes he had a lot to say. He had a lot to say. You could see he's a guy who wanted to play for United for a long time. And also, when they asked him about his idol or like the person he loves the most, he said Neymar. Obviously, they come from the same country, and he's a young lad. He's very like not 22. 20, yeah, he's young, and you know he grew up seeing Neymar, so people expected him to talk about Cristiano, because we all know when they ask you the GOAT, I mean, for those who are still in the run, who are still playing, you either say Messi or Ronaldo. But he said, me, I just like Neymar. Now, he said he believes he's playing for the perfect manager after signing a 5-year deal at Manchester United to link up with former midfielder in Michael Carrick. Now, Andre Santos has signed a 5-year deal at Old Trafford after United agreed in the initial 48 million deal with Chelsea, with further 2 million in add-ons. Everything about Manchester United is special. It is an incredible feeling to join a club that somehow of my biggest idols, I'm quoting him, have represented. And he continues saying, as a midfielder, I'm really excited to have the opportunity to learn from Michael Carrick. And he is the perfect coach to help me take the next step in my career and push to achieve my dreams. Santos has spent 3 years and a half seasons at Chelsea, but struggled to establish himself at Stamford Bridge, with Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez blocking his path to his team. He had a loan spell at Strasbourg and Nottingham Forest and made 27 appearances for the Blues last season. But, you know, he's now ready to kick on and play regularly in Manchester United. He seems like a very vibrant guy. So that one, he won't be an issue in the dressing area. Because we know sometimes players come in and they're hot-headed, and now the people have to start from afresh. Anyways, let's now dive into Marcus Rashford and his future in Manchester United. Marcus Rashford's hopes for joining Barcelona, because we all know Barcelona let their loan run, like it ran out, because they didn't want to renew it. They didn't want to renew the contract. They let the contract expire. And there have been rumors or speculations saying he might want to go back, to Barcelona. Now, the hopes of him returning are like slimming out slowly by slowly. They're slimming out because, you know, with reports from Spain suggesting that Ferran Torres' future will not be decided until September, we're now in July. Barcelona have already signed Anthony Gordon. I've talked about this. I was asking you guys, who would you want to sign between Marcus Rashford and Anthony Gordon? For me, personally, I would go with Rashford, basing on the statistics. Now, it is being said that obviously they signed Gordon from Newcastle around 70 million and are also close to completing a move for Karim Adeyemi from Borussia Dortmund. These both players, they play in Rashford's preferred position, making it a very hard move for Rashford to even go back, because what are you going back to? And there is still a possibility that Rashford could become an option if Torres left the club. However, reports suggest that Torres is now expected to discuss a new contract in September, with financial fair play issues delaying any decisions. Whether Torres signs a new deal or leaves later in September, the delay means Barcelona are unlikely to move for Rashford, whose future is expected to be decided before then. Because when they kick off the Premier League in August, I am so sure that Rashford is going to begin trainings with Manchester United players, like at Carrington. So until then, or before then, his future is really, is he staying? Is he not staying? Is he leaving? Where is he going? And Now, while the summer transfer window grabs the headlines, Manchester United are also pushing ahead with plans for their 100,000 seat stadium. We know they are building a new Trafford, because they've been, at Old Trafford for like the longest ever since it was established. But now they're building a 100,000 seater stadium. Now, the club recently confirmed the stadium will be built 350 meters from Old Trafford on land purchased from Indirect. CEO of Stadium Development Colette Roche said the move allows construction to continue without disrupting the men's and women's team or match their operations at the current stadium. Because I've seen concerns about, okay, so this stadium is being built, but isn't it going to interrupt like the ongoing or the upcoming competitions? They have put to rest this. They said it's not going to affect it at all, so there is no need to worry. Now let's talk about Emmanuel Ugarte. We remember he sustained a knee injury, and United have confirmed that he's had a successful surgery, and he suffered a cruciate ligament damage during Uruguay's World Cup defeat by Spain last month, and he's expected to be sidelined into 2027. So it means, yeah, this whole year he might not really even play. And United have confirmed that he has gone under a successful surgery to address a knee ligament injury, and will now begin the rehabilitation stage of his recovery, and will be carefully managed by the club's medical and performance staff. And it has also been anticipated Ugarte to join from Paris Saint-Germain in 50.8 million deal in 2024, would move on this summer as the Old Trafford outfit reshape their midfield. That will not happen, as instead it tries to recover from what he has said is the most serious injury a footballer can face. So, obviously he was on the verge of leaving. He was on the verge of being sold. But after him sustaining an injury, that would only mean, of course he can't go. Of course he can't leave. You can't do that to a player. That would be inhumane. And again, Manchester United will turn their attention towards Somerville should Marcus Rashford leave this summer. Now, with West Ham winger's potential fee around 30 million, Somerville is viewed as having the right profile in regards to left-sided forward to replace the England international, that is Marcus Rashford. And since relegation to the Championship, West Ham are open to selling the 24-year-old Dutchman, providing they receive a suitable offer. And Somerville, who was part of the Netherlands World Cup campaign, has 3 years remaining on his contract. And as Rashford's future remain in the balance because of a breakdown in his relationship with Manchester United that led to the England player joining Aston Villa on loan for 6 months. That was in January 2025, and then Barcelona. For all of the last season, there is now an easy truth between Rashford and the club. That means he's expected to start the season at Old Trafford. With Rashford, now I said this before, when the season begins, before Rashford gets sold, he's obviously going to participate and start with the team, with the rest of the team, because he's still a Manchester United product. I hate using the word product because a product is, it sounds very weird. But with Rashford having 2 years remaining in his 17.5 million contract a year, however, United's preference remains to offload him and via a sell or a loan. The difficulty is finding a club that has a finance to afford the player. Now, after United signed Andre Santos and Yuri Tielemans this week for combined initial 82 million, United remain intent on adding a third midfielder, and Michael Carrick is an admirer of Roma's Manu Kone and Bournemouth's Alex Scott. And also, not forgetting, this is being said it is the allegedly, because I don't know about Camavinga. I don't think Camavinga is leaving Real Madrid. But anyhow, that brings us to the end of today's show, and I'll see you in the next one. Please remember to subscribe when you find value to these videos or these conversations, and also share with your friends. And please comment down which team you think is going to win the World Cup. Obviously, FIFA Princess is in the finals, so I don't know. So please comment down below, and also let us know what you would need to hear from us, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.